Hello everyone and welcome to another edition of Veeam Backup and Replication version 12 tips and tricks. Today we are gonna again talk about security and compliance analyzer, and this is part 2 of the video. We completed part 1 where we took best practices and we implemented them into our server, into the backup infrastructure security, and now we are gonna be doing the product configuration. So as you can see, we got multiple authentication MFA. So it's like um, two-point authentication. Basically, if we go, let's check our users and roles. This is my main Veeam administrator account, and as you can see, we got multi-factor authentication MFA enabled. That's why it's checked in the analyzer. So you can find a video about this, how to enable it, how to use it with an app on your phone, of course, in one of my videos in the Veeam tutorial. So now we have immutable or offline. So what does that mean? Actually, it means you can have like a immutable. You can have a immutable repository. I will check in a moment because I think I had something about it. We actually okay, let's check for a moment. I'm just gonna pull it up here. Okay, we got Veeam. So we got immutable backups. Immutable backup. So basically it's all about immutable backups and how you can actually make those backups. So benefits of immutable backups. So if you configure immutable backups on your Veeam, then you're gonna also have this option passed. I didn't actually do it. I didn't configure it, so I'm not at the moment gonna do it as well. If you are interested in configuring this option for pass, you can always configure it. Then we have password loss protection. Of course, you can have password loss protection enabled if you are using Veeam Enterprise Manager. So if you have a Veeam Enterprise Manager installed somewhere on some other server, and it's actually and your Veeam server is connected to the Enterprise Manager, you will have the option to have a password loss protection. So you'll be able to have this option enabled. If we go to roles and let's check, let's go to edit. No, let's go actually to configuration backup, and here you have loss protection is disabled. Why? Well, my instance is not connected to the enterprise manager. If it was, then I would be able to set it up in the enterprise manager, and I would have here this checked as valid, so it would be with the with this green thing here that it's actually enabled. So only in this option, in this kind of setup. Since I don't have it, I'm not able to enable this. So in the analyzer, we are gonna be skipping those two things. So this one, immutable backups, and the second one. Okay, now next what do we have? Well, we have backup server should not be a part of the production domain. So, well, my server is a part of the domain, and actually the account that I am using right now for taking care of Veeam uh, is a part of a domain administrator account that was specifically created for managing my Veeam backups and replication. But if you actually take your server out of the domain, then you're gonna have here past, of course, because it's gonna be a standalone server without the domain. We got then email notifications that should be enabled. Okay, so email notifications, you got email notifications in the options. In the email settings, you need to enable this. You need to actually choose like Google, Gmail, Google. Then we're gonna sign in with Google. And here you can sign into your Google account. And once you sign into your Google account, the authorization will pass and everything will be fine. Okay, so I can actually show it. So I will just pause the video and I will log in here with my credentials. Okay, so as you can see, my email notifications are now enabled. Okay, so next, what do we have next? Let's check our security and compliance. So next we have our backups should have at least one copy, the 3-to-1 backup rule. 3-to-1 backup rule, okay, so what does that mean? Well, actually, I got it here. So you have at least 3 copies of the data: primary backup, backup copy, backup to tape. These copies are kept on at least 2 different storage types: storage system 1, storage system 2 tape. At least one copy of the data is in offsite type media. Okay, so basically this is how it is. So I am not able to configure this because I don't have tapes here. I cannot back up to the tape because I don't have a running server. Everything here is virtual, so I'm not gonna be doing this as well. But this is how you actually can pass this test, or actually pass this requirement. Okay, now we have unknown Linux servers should not be trusted automatically. If we want to actually uh, pass this as well, we need to go here to options, we need to go to security, and we need to add unknown hosts to the lists manually, and we're gonna apply. Okay, now we're gonna go to security and compliance. Okay, the configuration backup must not be stored on the backup server. So in here we need to actually store our configuration backup for our server somewhere else than of course our server. So as you can see, I have backup repositories, but those backup repositories are just disks that are attached to my server. So disk E and disk F. Well, so it it cannot be like this because we need to have an external repository attached here, and where we will store our configuration. So I will add a repository. I will choose network attached storage, SMB share, let's choose it once again. Add repository, network, SMB share, and I'm gonna call it SMB. Okay, so basically I have an SMB server on Debian that I'm using right now, and I will just connect to it. So let's check. So basically this is my IP address of the server that is hosting the SMB share. And I will need to take a look what was the actual name. So the actual name was shared documents. Okay, so let's actually do it like this, and of course it's acquired with credentials, so you need to add the credentials. Okay, and we're gonna leave this on default. Apply. Okay, finish. So I should have it actually here. Should be attached. Okay. We're gonna check. So it's still okay, but let's actually check in our configuration backup. Okay, so we got our SMB and Veeam SMB. Okay, so let's choose this one. Gonna apply. So I don't know why the share is not. Maybe I would need to just close Veeam and open it up again. That's why the repository is not being seen here. Well, let's go security and compliance once again. Once we actually change the option in the configuration. Okay, so actually it passed. Now it passed. So Linux server should be authentication. Okay. And where is the backup? The configuration backup must be stored on the backup server. Okay, so now it's passed because we actually changed it in our option. Maybe it's not seen here, but I actually created two shares. Should be one, but I created two because one wasn't seen. As you can see, SMB and Veeam SMB. So if you choose one of those, it's an external path for configuration. So now our security compliance says that everything is fine because our configuration is being stored outside our server. Now configuration backups should be enabled and use encryption it's passed, and backup services should be running under the local system account. Okay, so we can go to services, run as an administrator. Okay, and once you open all the services, you need to search by name. we're gonna go to Veeam, and as you can see, here we have logon. So uh, what they say is that all of those basically should be running on local system. So as you can see, some of them are running on local system, and some of those are running on the administrator account. So basically, all of them should be changed, and they should be running only on local system. Uh, that's uh, that is the main requirement here. Of course, I tried it before. I changed all of those, because if you go here to the properties, go to logon, you can change it to local system account. But once I did all of those and I changed them to local system account, my Veeam didn't want to start, because some of the services didn't want to start. Even after the PC restart, it didn't go back. I needed to revert to those previous settings that I had. Only then the services were able to go up. That's probably because when I was installing Veeam, I was choosing also the local account as an administrator local account, and also for MySQL as well. So bear in mind that if you go here and you try to change different things, some of the services might not restart at all, and your Veeam won't be able to get up again. So before you make any changes here, just take a snapshot here, uh, or take a picture and remember which services were actually set to default administrator privileges, and then try to change them into local system. If they won't be able to restart, then change them back to the administrator or whichever account you probably have set up. And of course, the last thing is to a latest product updates should be installed, because this is Veeam 12.0 and now the newest version is 12.1. So of course, this is another step in updating the Veeam to the newest version. So basically, we just need to go and install the newest ISO update to pass this. Okay, so I think I will conclude the video here. So like I said, from all of those, we only didn't pass 1, 2, 3 of those, because I didn't implement immutable backups. I didn't implement the rule of 3 to 1 backup rule, because I didn't have tapes here, and I didn't implement password loss, because I don't have, like I said, enterprise manager anywhere that I can actually pinpoint my Veeam to. And of course, my Veeam is in domain, so it's not a standalone server. Other than that, like I said, of course, the local system accounts, right? The services changed to local system, and the update. Okay, if you like the material, like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.